Ashe, aho, aloha namaste, and welcome to Astro News, the overlook for December 2020. We have come together to the last month of 2020. Yay! It has been a sucky, stinky year, and we are all exhausted. We have been filled with surprises and confusion. That's all I can say. But what do you think it was brought on by? It was brought on by this tremendous combustion of the huge Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto conjunction. Now, you can know that astrology is the more accurate news because all astrologers that I knew in the past 10 years, 20 years, we all have been shuddering in our shoes, literally, for this year, 2020. We knew that those big colliding planets were going to do no good for the Earth. And you know what? It happened. So you can see how accurate astrology really can be, whether it's tropical, sidereal, whatever you choose to practice. It's all the same to me, and it makes more sense than any news that I've seen this year. But getting along with it, we have this great implosion of the three biggest planets in the skies, and this has caused all the super upset. Now, we are coming into the biggest news of December, and that's called the Great Conjunction. And the Great Conjunction is all about Pluto. I'm sorry, not Pluto, but Jupiter and Saturn. Jupiter and Saturn will combust and collide this month on 12/21. They are going into Aquarius. Jupiter will go into Aquarius on December 19th, and Saturn will go into Aquarius on the 21st. And when it does, they will collide, they will combust, they will conjoin. And that's going to be big news because what it can do is, it's the big Monday. And it will be a powerful display of how planets do make everything very accurate here on the Earth. Now, it will conjunct, like I say, on 12/21 in Aquarius, and Saturn will be in Aquarius for 2 years, and Jupiter will be in Aquarius for 1 year. So, if you had to have Jupiter, which is the good luck planet, in your sign, it was very good to have it during the COVID times and the civil unrest. Well, now this conjunction happens to be every 20 years. So if you can think back in your life of what was happening in 1983 and also 2001, can you think back and see what might have been happening then? That's going to be kind of mimicking. I know in my life I was moving in those 2 years. So again, 1983 and 2001 would be a mimic. Jupiter means expansion, like spread it around, like the COVID, like we saw. And Saturn is the taskmaster. Saturn is a vigilant one, the commander. It creates limits. So moving into Aquarius is a very spiritual sign. It means gatherings, and it means friendships. And Saturn comes in and says, I don't think so. So we have that happening on December 21. It could also mean a boost in the economy. We might get another stimulus check. It also could mean, and I hope it doesn't, that a leader or an incumbent could lose their life. Now that could be a natural thing because the leader and the incumbent is old. They're up in their years, and everyone around them is up in their years. It could be, in the Senate or Congress too. So they're all up in their years. So it wouldn't be a surprise if after December 21st that someone naturally passes away that's in the government. So it could mean that, but 100 years ago we had the same conjunction, and it was the Spanish pandemic. And then in the 1700s, we had the yellowish plague in New York City, or probably all of New York. At least they contained it, right? So the high COVID count and more rules inflicted on us probably will happen. And I do believe in my heart that the vaccine will hold some rules of its own. You might not be able to fly without getting the vaccine. You may not be able to go to other countries or even fly in the United States without the vaccine. You may not be able to get in hospitals without the vaccine. So, as you can see, Saturn in the next 2 years will imply rules that Jupiter is just going to spread everything around. But Jupiter can be good luck, and for the Aquarians and Leos, it will be good luck for a whole year. So play that Powerball, and we'll get into that tomorrow with the signs. So it's going to be a whole new, in 2021, a whole new economic reset. It's going to be a whole social beginning and more equality for everyone. By February and March, I predict, and I hear from other psychics and astrologers, that silver and gold prices will soar through the roof. So you might want to invest in that. And then by May and June, other foreign countries will let go and open up the economic walls that held many where they could not get their money. So in foreign governments, they may release money that U.S. citizens had in their governments in May and June. So you can see it is going to be a new economic reset in the world. The vaccines will emerge. 2020 was so plagued with so many retros that, the minute we started walking, there was another retrograde. Didn't you notice that? You made 2 steps and then took 5 back all year. Well, we had the 5 planets in the summer that went retrograde, and then we had the fall. We had awful retrogrades in Mercury and also Mars. So that really just kind of inflated and inflamed the situation, as you saw that the COVID went up and social unrest kept going on. So I think the Jupiter Saturn is going to be a reset with economics, and we might get another stimulus package. Now Neptune goes direct and will help out the Mars to finish up its awful reign in Aries. And I know all the Arians are happy because Mars rules Aries. So Mars will go into Taurus, so all the Taurians can be irritated and frustrated for the next year or so. But Mars will go into Taurus, and that will be, frustration and irritations in the home and family. And Taurians will get it in their first house of body and personality, but we'll go over that tomorrow night. Now, as if this conjunction isn't big enough, we just went through November 30th, which we had a full moon lunar eclipse in Gemini. Now, eclipses either give or take away. So the eclipse will either give you something new and it will take away something else. And it can accelerate the transformation, and also it will bring a lot of transformation in the medical field also, you'll see. The eclipse in Gemini and Sagittarius can be about friends and lovers. You might have a friend that turns into a lover, or it can be travel with friends, that kind of thing, getting more together with friends. And this will even explain it more. The Sun and Venus and the Sun and Venus and Mercury right now are in Sag, and that's going to be most of the month. Then the Sun will go into, on the 22nd, Capricorn, which will dull down the happiness a little. But for the most part, December is a great month, especially for Sagittarius. Everything is going to be in Sag and Gemini. So it's happy, feeling the holidays, feeling much lighter, wanting to be with your friends, and like I said, the friends might become lovers. As if this isn't enough churning and burning, on December 14th, I told you December was a big month, the new moon is going to be in a solar eclipse in Sag. So you see where we have all this Sag, and the lunar eclipse can be good for the next 6 months to a year. And same with that lunar eclipse that we had on the full moon on November 30th. That can be up to 6 months to a year in effect too. So career paths are going to start to unfold. Jobs will feel more promising. New jobs will be invented because we have to. Many jobs had to go away, so old Pluto could transform new jobs, and that's what it's doing right now in Capricorn. Singles might find partners, and education and health will change and get more funding. December 5th starts the 5th dimension. All spiritual people have been waiting for this since their birth. Spiritual souls and light workers have waited for this, and the age of Aquarius begins on December 5th. Eventually you'll see all the signs, all the planets in Aquarius this year. So we're coming out of the Piscean age, and we are definitely in now the Aquarius age. As of December 5th, we will be able to see things in the universe. We could not see things before. We might see funny flying objects in the sky. I have been told they have been waiting for this. We will see space momentum. We'll see more light workers. Light workers will be accepted by insurance, and you will see souls who have the destiny of Earth in their hearts. You will see more high tech happening and things that are more cutting edge. New species will be discovered, and everything we could not see on the 3rd dimension, we will be able to see on the 5th dimension. So it's going to be a whole new world coming. I'm not going to say it's going to start on December 5th, but that's when it starts for many, many years. Most planets will be able to see a lot of people that do have mental problems get worse because they can't take the ascension process. And Aquarian and Sag, all the fire, plus the 5D will activate social distancing still, but new drugs will be underway and discoveries will evolve. And they will evolve in this planet of ours. So good stuff coming up, my friends. The month of December doesn't look too bad. And I will see you tomorrow night at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, Facebook Live. Let's do the signs together. Let's get rid of this stinky month together. Bring a glass of wine, and after, let's do some mini readings. Aho, ashe, lots of love. Cyndi.